Hello, hello. Welcome back for another episode of So What Makes You Come Alive. This week we have yet another fantastic guest, Caron here, who is connected to Gabe. So I'm going to let Gabe introduce her a little bit.
Hey everybody, Gabe the girl here. So excited to have you all tuning in this week to meet one of my longest friends. I guess longest known. I don't even know what words
She's
I'm saying
really
right
long.
now, but she's really long. One of my friends that I have known the longest. There we go. And Caron and I met back when were we awkward teeny bopper 16-year-olds probably, you know, running around our church youth room, creating havoc and going out for late nights for probably Slurpees and running around St. Augustine, Florida, late at night. And that's where I used to live at the time. I do miss those days, kind of. But no, we've done a lot of growing, a lot of life together. So I'm so excited to have Caron here because she's an incredibly talented individual and just beautiful in so many ways. So Caron, I would love it if you would just share with our audience a little bit more about yourself.
Wow, what an introduction. Hi, y'all, again.
Yay.
It's so good to be here. Thanks for having me. And it's so nice to officially meet you, Michaela. I know I said that earlier, but seriously,
Yeah.
anyone who is a close friend of Gabrielle is already a close friend to me. So we're
It feels that
BFFs
way.
now.
Obviously,
I'll send you a necklace in the mail.
Amazing. I can't wait.
So many feelings.
I know.
I
I
have
know.
so many feelings about this. It's so great.
So as Gabe said, my name is Caron Billings, and I am a folk singer-songwriter from Jacksonville, Florida. I was born and raised in a musical family. My dad is a songwriter as well, so he got me on stage singing at like the age of 5. I wrote my first song when I was probably 10 years old. Before that, I would just like make up silly songs for my sisters or write my own lyrics on top of well-known songs that were already out there and drive my sisters crazy because I would sing my lyrics instead of the actual lyrics. And so music has always been in my blood and I love it. So that's what I'm doing now.
Oh,
Amazing.
I love that. And maybe if we're lucky, you'll sing us a little ditty at some point in this episode.
Wow. Spring that on me.
Too much. This is the excitement of a podcast. You never know what's coming.
True that.
It's true.
I mean, I was thinking about it before the podcast. I was like, oh, I wonder if Caron would like.
You can just like sing us out at the end. Yeah. Oh wait, we can just talk a bunch and then you can sing us something at the very end.
I mean, we did talk about this being a theater production and making it a musical. So
yeah. I mean, what if life were really a musical? Your life is actually a musical, though.
Yes.
Right.
Maybe we should do a musical episode one day. We'll have to have Caron back for that one.
It truly is. I think that there's like a soundtrack for every moment in life. Like there's a song for everything. So.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Big time. Definitely agree.
Love it. Okay, Caron. First question. What makes you come alive? What are some things in life that just completely light you up?
Well, outside of being a wife and a mom, I have a 2-year-old daughter named Bella, who I love deeply. It's really music. I mean, that is truly what makes me feel the most alive, and what I'm most passionate about. I just feel like myself whenever I'm writing and singing. I just feel like I was born to do it. I love writing songs. I love creating something out of nothing and just writing a story that no one's heard before, or writing a melody that no one's heard before, taking my own experiences and putting it into song. Like it's just very therapeutic for me. And as well as connecting with other people and writing something that is going to touch someone else.
Man, that is beautiful. Now I just want you to sing that to me. Like it just, I don't know. I think it's really amazing that it's something like, I know you said that you were born into a musical family, but to have it be so much of who you are, your identity, that gets to also be your passion, that gets to be something that really does light you up. It gives you, like, it brings you so much joy to do that. Like, to have that get to be a majority of what you do, and also, I don't know, to me, like, music just gets to be this beautiful, all-encompassing thing. Like, it doesn't have to be just for musicians. It gets to be done in so many different aspects of life, and the way that you were, oh my gosh, there's a fly. Did you guys hear that in the microphone?
No, we didn't.
Nature, I tell you. Anyway, music, I just like the way that you were describing it almost brought tears to my eyes, that you're creating melodies and lyrics and powerful experiences for other people. Like, I don't know, even just hearing you talk about that almost makes me feel like extra lit up. And I'm not even listening to the music part, but it's the like the why, I guess, behind what you do.
You're ready to write your own song now. Pen and paper out.
Let
Another future
stand for
episode.
Yeah, right.
A workshop with Karen
Oh
on
my gosh, actually,
writing
yeah.
music that lights you up. That
Yeah,
lights
I
other
mean,
people up.
right, but like, how do you even do that? So I mean, I enjoy music. I love singing along with music, but I for so long told myself the lie that, like, I'm not a creative person because I don't come up with new melodies. I don't come up with new lyrics and everything. Like, how does that, has it just always been that way for you? Like, how did you get to the place where you are today where you do create so much all the time?
I don't know. For me, it's just always been a part of my life, and I think that's probably because of the family that I was born into. But I don't know. I think everyone has an ounce of creativity in them. I think everyone has something to say, and everyone has a way of expressing that in different ways. I just happen to express that through music and through writing. For me, it's more than just the lyrics. It's connecting the lyrics to a melody and telling a story through the melody as well. But there's been so many songwriters that have come before me that have written something about their life and their experiences that when I listened to it, I felt like it was written about me and for me, you know? And I'm just like, man, if these people did not have the courage to put themselves out there and put their heart out there, I never would have heard it before. And it never would have touched my life. And so I know y'all didn't ask this question, but that's probably what really inspires me to do this and put music out there, is because I want to be able to help someone else and write something for someone else who wouldn't be able to write it themselves.
Oh my gosh.
I think
I'm just gonna sit over here
incredible.
and cry.
Sorry.
What are some of your favorite songs or artists, or things that you've like gleaned from those artists that you mentioned?
I have a lot of inspirations from different people, different genres, really. Like, I grew up listening to gospel, Christian music, folk music, bluegrass, country, pop, Broadway. I mean, I'll listen to it all. So I just love it all. But some of my biggest inspirations, songwriting wise, was Nicole Nortoman. I don't know if y'all remember her, but Nicole Nortoman has never really had like a huge vocal range, but she's always been a storyteller, and she just has a way of like capturing your ear through the stories that she tells. So she was a huge inspiration to me, not only vocally, but definitely as a songwriter. I loved Sarah Bareilles growing up, Ingrid Michaelson. I love their voices and their musical style. But I even love, bluegrass and Alison Krauss and so many others.
Yeah. And, I was just thinking, like, how amazing it is that so much of your motivation for creating music and putting um, lyrics to melody to tell a story to connect with other people, and then now you're saying the way that you have connected so much with these other artists who might not even realize, you know, like unless you're hanging out with them and not telling me, in which case you should probably tell me so that we can all hang out with them together, because that would be
I wish.
amazing. Right. Right. But like, isn't that just such a beautiful thing to note, that like we have all been inspired by other people who have no idea that they have inspired us, and everything that we're doing every single day gets to be part of like that other big ripple effect, and it goes beyond us. Like, I don't know, especially with what you're doing, but the intention that you have with the music that you're creating, setting it for the intention of connecting with other people, I think is freaking huge. That's what we all get to do when we choose
Right.
to live life consciously. But when you, I don't know, yeah, I'm just like, I'm in awe of all of this right now. Like, you get to do this with something that brings you so much joy, that really does light you up, and it's a way of connecting with so many souls. Like, I don't know, I feel like it just kind of makes the world feel like a little bit of a smaller place sometimes. Like, we're all journeying through this together.
I think as singers, we can be, well, even songwriters too, we can be so critical of ourselves, and we can be very inwardly focused because we maybe are perfectionist. And so I think whenever you think of the bigger picture of knowing that you are more than just an entertainer or a talented singer, but you are a communicator, you have a message to tell, you have a story to tell through your lyrics, that becomes a bigger purpose for why you do what you do than just, oh, I want to impress somebody, or I want to entertain them. Like, I want to be able to communicate this message to them to touch their lives. And I think that's when a singer gets to the next level of becoming a communicator.
Yeah, that's really good. So you did like already read our minds about the inspiration question, but I'm curious
she
now.
did.
Like,
She
that was
did.
amazing. You just also got mind reading powers here.
Yeah.
Singer,
But
songwriter,
plot
and
twist.
mind reader.
Yeah, what? But like, what are some challenges that you have faced with pursuing a life that lights you up, with pursuing this music, this passion that does clearly light you up, really, really make you feel fully alive and connect with so many people?
Like I said before, I have always been my worst critic, and I've been a perfectionist my whole life. So for most of my life, I never thought I was good enough, or that I had written enough songs to put out there. I always found a reason as to why I shouldn't do it, or keep it to myself rather. And I think in a lot of ways, I was just expecting music to just happen. And then if it didn't happen, then that kind of affirmed all of my like negative self-talk about it, about not being good enough, or sorry, my husband.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Okay, sorry, I lost my train of thought. So I think I was expecting like just music to just work out and life to just work out for me. And so if it didn't, then that was just affirming everything that I was already believing about myself, and all of the negative self-talk about not being good enough. And so ultimately I just stopped dreaming. I stopped expecting much out of life, because if I didn't expect it, then I wouldn't be disappointed if it didn't happen. So in my early 20s, I just really stopped dreaming and believing in myself. And that was a huge obstacle was just getting over the negative self-talk that I was telling myself, and just worrying about what other people would think, if it was good enough, or whether they would think that I am self-absorbed. It's really hard to promote yourself and put yourself out there. And it's even harder when you're constantly worrying about what other people think about it.
Mm. I feel like there's so many people that can like totally relate to that, even if they're not musicians, but like there's a lot of negative self-talk in so many of our lives. And when things don't go as expected, or when we do face challenges like that, I'm curious, if you don't mind sharing, like, what was it that you found most helpful to overcome that negative self-talk when it came up?
That was going to be my question. we
All the
we
mind
read
reading.
each other's minds. Michaela and I are just synced up.
So how I overcame it, or how I like continue to overcome it?
Either one.
I think both. Like if you
Either
have
or.
like a specific story of a time in which you're like, yeah, there was like this huge hurdle and I felt blocked, and then I overcame it, or just like how you continually, face those challenges, but aim to overcome them.
So I think I was around 22, and I started to write this song about my childhood. And it's ironic because it's literally called Come Alive. So when I saw the title of this podcast, I'm like, oh, okay, I can relate to that. But I wrote this song just kind of reflecting over my childhood and the dreamer that I was growing up. And I realized, like, when I looked in the mirror, that I wasn't the same person that I was. And a light had been dimmed from my soul. I just stopped living, and I knew it. And so this song for me was just kind of a call to myself to start living again, start dreaming again, start allowing myself to be me. I think for so long, like, I was kind of dimming the things that made me come alive, the things that made me, and that was music and songwriting, and just giving myself permission to be happy and to just put it out there without worrying about the outcome. So kind of writing that song was a moment of self-reflection, but I wouldn't say that it was just an instantaneous, oh, I feel alive now every day. I'm just going to put my music out there and not have any fears or cares in the world. So it's definitely been a process since then of just saying yes to things and putting myself out there and just seeing what happens. And if there's any sort of doubt or negative thought in my mind, just not allowing that to stop me. Like, I can think it, I can feel it, but I ultimately have the decision to act on it. So I'm just giving myself permission to do it in spite of the fears, in spite of how I feel at the moment.
I love
if that answers your question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Completely. Yeah, girl. Lord only knows what could be accomplished in our lives, what things we would have the ability to do, what growth we would see in ourselves, what impact we would see in the world around us and in lives around us if we only gave ourselves permission to like step in and be all of who you are and your uniqueness and your gifts and your talents, like giving yourself permission to explore and to know that everybody's journey is different. And that your voice matters, your story matters, and there's probably a person out there just waiting for you to sing your song, right?
Mhm.
And unless you sing it, they'll never hear it, you know? And I mean, I don't know. The songs that you have recently released, Karen's been doing like a sequence of like releasing singles. And I will literally ask Alexa to play. I don't want her listening. No, don't listen. I don't want her listening. Sorry,
Jeez.
stop. I will ask her to play your songs, or like a specific song that you've released. And I mean, I have found beauty in the stories that you're telling. And I know that I know the depths of like your personal story, unlike maybe other people know, but their own stories get to connect with yours. And because you're giving yourself permission to go out there and to do this, it's an example to others, whether you're mentoring them, whether they're picking up on your music, whatever it may be, somebody in passing who comes across your song and is like, whoa, they see you by example, giving yourself permission, and then they get to learn or take or glean from that, just like those other artists that you once were like, or you are, like, man, these people are great, and they've gone out there and they've done their thing. I'm sure that so many of those artists too, have been in situations where they were like, well, feeling like, they were their own worst critic, and things like that.
Mhm. I think if we all cared so much about failure, none of us would ever do anything or try anything.
Yeah.
So it's the people who, in spite of the fear of failure, they still put themselves out there regardless. And I just came to a point where I just stopped caring so much about what other people defined success to be.
Yep.
Or who even defines that, but
Right.
I stopped caring, and I defined success for myself. So instead of putting conditions on my music and saying like, oh, well, I'm not going to release this because it's only going to get 100 listens, it's not going to have thousands of listens, or it's not going to make a playlist, so why even try? When you start to put conditions on your music, it's not going to touch anyone. So I just got to a point where I stopped defining what success is. And to me, success is just doing it. It's putting it out there. It's not allowing the fear to hold you back from it helping one person, because you have no idea how that could impact even one person.
Yeah. And I think, like, going back to what you were saying at the very beginning, like, your intention behind creating this music is to connect with other people. Like, yes, big air quotes around, even if it only reaches 100 people, like, that's 100 people that you are connecting with. 100, versus like just you, your daughter, and your husband, who would otherwise be the only people hearing that song.
Exactly.
100 people. I don't know, I have freaking goosebumps thinking about that, right? Like, it's so much more powerful. And then with you sharing your story so authentically, with you telling your story through your music, that gives other people permission. Like, I'm going to make a special request that you sing a little bit of that song that you were talking about by the end of this episode, the one that you wrote about dreaming again, because to me that's what is going to be so inspiring to so many people. Like, when we all inevitably get to that point where it's like, I don't even recognize myself anymore. Like, what am I doing? Am I really just going to go through the motions for the rest of life, or am I going to give myself permission to dream? Like, I almost want to start crying right now, because it's so freaking huge what you're doing with this, with your music, with saying yes to pursuing that dream. Like, if you reach 100 people in your entire life with your songs, like, that's 100 people who really definitely needed to hear exactly that message. And Lord knows it's not just 100 people. Like, it is true. It's obviously so many more than that, but like, freaking everybody who's listening to this right now, like, give yourself permission to dream big, because you don't even know who needs to hear exactly what your gift is, what your message is, what your value is for this world. Like, oh my gosh. Okay. Getting off my soapbox. Back to holy moly.
I will say it's been an incredible thing to watch Caron go on her journey just over these years, you know, from acoustic guitar hangout to like, you know, to like singing the records in the bathroom as we're getting ready for going out to take random photos in some woodland area.
Yes. Can we start a petition right now to bring the records back? Because they only had one album.
Honestly.
They need to come back.
We'll start that petition. We'll create a poll at the bottom of our this episode for people to sign on.
People like, who are the wreckers?
Yeah, no. Leave the pieces when you go, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, but to see you see you going on this journey, you know, and know that I haven't been like there for every single step of it or every single moment of it. But it's incredible to see where you are right now. It's just a beautiful thing. And I think the world needs more of that example that you're giving through going out and doing the thing that lights you up and makes you feel fully alive. Yeah. So, Miss Caron, if you had encouragement or any nuggets of wisdom to give to anyone who desired to live a life fully alive, what would you say?
I would say allow yourself to take ownership of your life. I mean, you only have one life to live, and you can't control everything that happens to you. You can't control how people treat you. All you can control is your response and how you choose to spend your time on this earth. So I think at the end of our lives, like, what people are really going to remember about us is the kind of person that we are, more so than what we do. So make that the most important thing. And then what you do will be an overflow of who you are, which will be beautiful.
Yes. Preach, sister. That is gold. On that note, oh my gosh. Well, truly, Caron, this has been incredible having you on here. I feel like I could just listen to you all day, every day. And for anybody that is wanting to connect with Caron, we will include her social media handles in the description piece for this podcast episode. You can also message us directly on Instagram or Facebook at Thrive Fully Alive, or send us an email at thrivefullyalive@gmail.com. If you guys have any questions for her or for us that you definitely want to be asking on future episodes. And Caron, as a little sign off, would you be interested in perchance sending us off with like a little, just tiny little bit of that song, like the chorus or something beautiful? You can say no. You don't have
to. I would have to go to my piano.
Okay.
Could we like pause this?
Yeah. Pause.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paused. We'll splice it together. Splice.
Thank you. I didn't want to put you on the spot totally, but kind of.
It would just be so awkward to sing a cappella.
Oh, but it's gonna be magical.
Unless we did like
taking a nap.
She is, yeah. I actually kind of heard her whining a little bit while we were doing this. I was like, ooh.
Okay, we'll be off quick.
Yeah.
Pause just a second. Oh, this is flattering.
Oh, look at your influencer light.
Mm-hmm.
She can't hear me now.
No, but we can.
Oh, she's gonna put her phone in there. I bet.
Mad influencer.
Her influencer light is bigger than my influencer light.
I think she and I have the same one. It was like $15 on Amazon, but that one's nice because you can just take it with you. and it works. Gets the job done.
The verb done is what I used for VIP kid.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably really good for your vision to do.
For what?
For your vision. Right in the eyeballs. This is the kind of stuff that we're keeping for bloopers, by the way. You know you're going to have to edit this part of the video, right?
Yep.
Or maybe
Captain.
not.
Hi, Captain. we were just saying that your influencer light is so much bigger than mine.
Mhm.
Oh,
I love it. I love your little influence. Your influencer light. It's great.
y'all want to see like the real Caron Billings right here?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
This used to be my little,
Life.
yeah, right.
That's
This
the
used
guest
to be a-
bedroom, right?
Yeah, except we took the guest bed out of it
Yeah.
to make this a playroom.
I left
'cause-
and they said, no more, we don't need this room. So it was gone.
oh,
She go.
see, this is going to be really embarrassing if this is all in the video.
No, I'm gonna cut it.
Oh, okay, good.
We're just going to keep the conversation that Gabe and I had for blooper reels.
Bloopers.
Yes. All right. Play. Unpause.
Wow, let me do a little
In
quick little
just a moment.
practice. It's been a hot minute since I've played this song. Can y'all hear that okay?
Yeah.
Hey, little girl, 3 feet tall, arms stretched high, you can touch the sky. There's nothing you can do. Hey, little girl, tying your shoes, one loop left, there's moving to do. The world's not too big for you. Where is that spark in your eye? It's like you've given up catching fireflies. The world's no longer one big surprise. I don't know. I think y'all probably should just play the actual thing. Or I can try again.
I'm crying. That was
I'm muted.
No,
I'm crying
it's
too.
so beautiful.
I wasn't
my
prepared.
gosh.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I wasn't
no, it's
prepared for how much I was
amazing.
gonna
Yeah,
cry. That
I'm
was
crying.
amazing. We can also like link to the song.
Okay, I can try one more time, and if not, then we can just link it.
I like that bit that you did was perfect. But if you want to try again, by all means.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna
Go
be
right
like
ahead.
a mess over here. So
Yeah.
Gabe, you can close us out after this one, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, little girl, 3 feet tall, arms stretched high, you can touch the sky. There's nothing you can do. Hey, little girl, tying your shoes, one loop left, there's moving to do. The world's not too big for you. Oh, where is that spark in your heart? It's like you've given up catching fireflies. It's so bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I haven't played this
you
song in years.
understand.
It's amazing. It's incredible.
It's freaking beautiful. Yeah.
I'm so nervous. I haven't played this song in probably several years now. So
Oh, I can't even tell how nervous you are. I just feel like you're speaking straight from your heart into my heart. Like, this is
Truly.
incredible. Ah. And see.
I don't know. I mean, y'all can
This was
link the
perfect.
song. I can send you the link to the song. You can link like the first half of it, but I'm
Are
sorry.
you okay if we keep that, what you did do, in the end of our episode?
If not, that's okay.
I really wanted to get to the chorus, like the verse and the chorus, because the chorus has come alive.
Maybe we'll just tell people to then go listen to the full song.
Yeah.
You can tell them, Gabe.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna wrap up the episode.
I'll do the intro of your like piano before you start singing, and we will add in what I'm about to record. Ready? Which means I'm gonna tell people to. Can you play over and over again what you you would play for the song? And as you're playing, I'll say like,
Can y'all hear my daughter crying? Is that okay?
No.
Okay.
I can't hear her. I'll say thank you so much again to everybody who was here today, and I'm going to link the song or whatnot for you to listen to. Does something like that sound good?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we're just giving people a teaser.
If you play, yes. If you play, I will come in just a couple seconds to say like, here's a little piano teaser for you. In order to listen to the entire song, feel free to click on the link.
Yeah, if we can link it. Yeah, we'll figure out how to link it to the direct song.
Find the link in the description of this episode. Okay.
Ready?
Ready. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Thank you, Caron, for serenading us out. Here's a little teaser of piano for the song that we were talking about earlier. And if you would like to listen to this song about coming alive, it is beautiful. Michaela and I have just cried over it, the intro of it. Feel free to check out the description for a link directly to the song. Have a great day, y'all.